Hello guys, Flashlight Enthusiast here. So as you may guess by the title of this video, today I'm going to show you and share my review of Noctigon KR4. Yes, exactly, Noctigon KR4. It has been on the market for quite a long time, I guess a few months. So actually when it was released, I immediately got one of my copy, which is this cyan one, and then after a while I also got this short version with different LEDs, and as you can see the trit slot in it. So this is actually my first choice of EDC flashlight right now. So I've been using this flashlight for like a couple of months, so I can definitely share my experience and initial thoughts about it. So let's wait no further, let's see what do you get from Hank Wong, which is the owner of Noctigon and Emissar flashlights. So we get pretty standard Hank Wong Noctigon and Emissar flashlight box with logo model LED written by hand, which is a very nice touch from the manufacturer, I think. And obviously take off the color. This one is for the black version, as you can see here, and we've got the XP-L 2850K, which is 90 CRI emitter, pretty new, but you can now order it without any problem. So obviously I've got a long tube, because actually when you order the standard KR4 you get it with a long tube, and you can order the short one as additional accessory. So you definitely, if you order the short tube, it will be like a spare part inside the box here. You can also order as spare Diffused Optics, which is also as an additional accessory. Alright, the default optic is this one. So this is like Nomad version, clear optic, more throwy, and this one will be more diffuse. I will show you in a moment. Alright, so these are default accessories. So you've got the lanyard, you've got spare O-rings, two red or orange, and one is black here, as you can see. This one is actually for the clip itself, and you've got also the lanyard ring or something like that, so you can replace it with a clip, or just like me, you can actually completely remove it and you can have the flashlight without a clip or lanyard attachment. Alright, and here I've got the clip. This is the old version of clip, as you can see right on the screen. Actually Hank improved the clip, so now it's like more like dip carry, because originally it was just like this, as you can see right now. So the whole tail cap was protruding if you were actually wearing it inside your pocket with the pocket clip. My preference is to use the flashlight without a pocket clip, so I actually remove it completely, and that's why I've got here this little O-ring that holds the clip in place. Alright, and last but not least, I've got the original bezel, which is aluminum, and I also replaced it with additional accessory, which is stainless steel bezel here. It improves the shocks proofness of the flashlight, and it also looks cool, so I found why not. I've actually got this also my second sample, and this is actually all. You don't get the manual because it runs Anduril, so you can find the manual everywhere on the internet. There's no problem with that. So bear in mind that actually Hank does not print any manual, because these flashlights are meant for flashaholics. or a flashlight enthusiast, as we might say on this channel. So let's dive deep into the design of this flashlight. Obviously, the prototype version of all these electronic tail switch flashlights was the well-known FW3A. I actually happen to dislike this flashlight for quite a bit, few reasons, but not in this video, right? But in a nutshell, without the proper connection with the inner tube between the switch and the driver, flashlight malfunctions. And that's why it has to be screwed down really tightly, right? So what Hank did was basically inserted a spring between the inner tube, right? So as you can see, the tube that gives signal the driver is here, and as you can see, there's a spring down there, so that this tube pushes to the ring and there is no contact problems, right? I ran Samsung 30Q in this, standard 18650, but you will definitely need to have some higher amperage batteries, right? Let me show you the driver. So as you can see, the tube, there's this black anodized metal tube that enables the two-way signal. One way is via this tube and the other is via the battery tube on the outside. And what actually gives this design an advantage over the FW3A is this bigger outside spring that pushes the tube to the tail cap. Right, as you can see here, Hank always remembers about the pads for reflashing. You can also buy a special reflashing kit for the emissary Noctigon flashlights so that you may update your firmware. Right, let's screw it down. You may also notice nice square threads. So overall machining and the build quality of this Noctigon is definitely excellent. This small knurling, although it appears that it might not give you the grip you desire, actually quite the opposite. It is not sharp to damage your pockets, but on the other hand is very comfortable to grip, and also in a cigar style without any problem, and in this also quite comfortable. So it's definitely ergonomic design. And here we've got some nice grip to unscrew the tail cap. By the way, I'd definitely recommend unscrewing this from the tail cap. And if you'd like to lock out the flashlight, definitely you can do this by just unscrewing either tail cap or the head. From the locking mechanism, I definitely recommend locking it down with electronic lockout, because when you do not unscrew it properly and hold the side switch when you're in the backpack or something, it will actually enter the reset mode, alright? So if you hold the side switch for a long time, like 13 seconds, you will reset to default settings. So it's maybe not desired in every situation, you know. Alright, so basically we also got this short version that runs on a 18350 battery. I choose this keep power 1200 mAh because it's capable of delivering 10 amps of constant amperage and 15 amps of momentary load, so definitely suits my needs here, and it can achieve the full potential on this battery. Alright, the internal design is similar of this flashlight, but it's just the shorter tube and smaller battery. And as you can see here, I also got a treat slot. It is an option to choose the tail cap either without treat slot or with treat slot, and you can also actually select from different colors of the treats from Hank websites, or just, you know, order this empty slot and put one of yourselves. So it illuminates very dimly, but during the night in complete darkness when you, for example, put it on a nightstand. It definitely helps you locate the flashlights and won't disturb your night vision, just like, you know, the red auxiliary LEDs in the lowest settings. Just tiny little red dots, but definitely help you locate the flashlights in the dark. Let's compare the optics. As you can see here, I've got the stock one on the left and the diffused one on the right. As I told you, the one on the right has more diffused beam and a bigger hotspot, and there is actually no artifacts on the side, while on the stock one you may actually find some cartwheel effect here on the side, on the border of the beam, and the spot is actually more diffused. Let's compare it. Yeah, actually you might see the difference, and take note that actually SST LEDs, SS20s, are more throwy than the XP-L Hi, and here we've got even bigger hotspot on their SST, so definitely more diffused beam. And for SSTs, I would definitely recommend the diffused one, because the SST20s appear less green on this diffused optics, but for XP-L Hi, particularly this 90 CRI warmer LEDs, actually happened that the diffused optics actually made them look greener, so I exchanged it back to the stock optics, and now they look nice and orange. Okay, so as you can see right now on the screen, even though the short tube gives you a smaller battery, it was able to actually achieve the full potential, just like the normal 18650 battery in this. Obviously the runtime is much shorter, but look at the stabilization level. I mean, this driver is definitely an improvement over the standard FAT+1 driver used in the predecessor, which is D4V2. So as you can see here, the stabilization level is around 800 to 900 lumens, and in the short tube is around 500 lumens, which for such a small flashlight is definitely something impressive. Right, let me compare it side by side to the TrueNight T1, which is the only flashlight for the same battery size that I have right now. So as you can see, lengthwise is definitely similar, but obviously diameter wise the KR4 is a little bit bigger, but also the output is quite superb for the Noctigon KR4, which is 4000 lumens versus 1500 for the TrueNight. Right, but don't underestimate this TrueNight. Review coming soon. And for this one, it's pretty standard EDC size. Let me compare this one to other standard flashlights that you might actually even have right now at your home. The FW3A, you actually probably have one of these. There was a nice hype for this flashlight a couple of months ago. Pretty similar design and size, but 3 instead of 4 LEDs, and this nice pocket clip. Alright, so the first one. The second one might be Zebralight Sc 600W with XHP50 LEDs. So actually, size-wise, Zebralight is even a little bit bigger. Length-wise, they're almost identical. And last but not least, Convoy S2 Plus. As you can see, it is slimmer but also longer due to physical tail switch and obviously the reflector. Alright, and let's compare it to the competition. So this is a Sovereign IF25A, which I have reviewed recently on the channel. You can see the review right here in the corner. So they're almost identical in size. I mean, the Sovereign is obviously quite a little bit bigger, just slightly, but they were capable of using the 21700 cell, which is a little bit longer and bigger in capacity, and also incorporate the USB-C charging port. So yeah, if you're looking for a budget quad that have high CRI and Anduril, definitely look at this flashlight. Worth considering, definitely. Okay, so what can I say about the driver? Definitely an improvement over the D4 V2. So you've got the stabilization to 5 amps, which is about 1700 lumen, if I'm not mistaken. But if you like this, the driver in flashlight with side switch instead of tail switch, so don't worry, this KR4 driver is also available in D4 V2 right now. You can just email Hank for this and he will actually get you the driver from KR4 to D4 V2, and even you can choose the stabilization not for 5 amps but for 7.5 amps, I believe. So yeah, you can now have this driver and side switch design light. Alright guys, let's see how they compare side by side in the forest. Here I am with KR4 SSD version. As you can see, this is in battery check mode, so maximum power. I charged up for you guys. This is SSD20 version, sorry, 4000K, 95 CRI. Alright, this is the default ramping setting. Let's ramp it up and double click. And yeah, this is turbo. As you can see, the optics diffused, so nice spread beam, no hotspot visible here, just pure flood. Definitely nice EDC, flooding with light, high CRI light, pleasant to an eye, but it will step down pretty soon. Not as soon as D4 from Emissar, but this Noctigon will step down, and as I speak to you, the step down actually occurs. I can feel the heat building up. Very nice beam. Alright, let's step down. As you can see, no hotspot here. No hotspot, and this is the Moonlight. And now the XP-L version with thread slot, as you can see here. Nice indicator in the dark, and red auxiliary LEDs, also very dim. Okay, so this is the stock optics, so definitely, as you can see, the beam is narrower. This is the default ramping. Let's ramp it up, and now the turbo mode. Alright, very good, very good. It is a little bit orange and yellow because this is the warm white LED. So now at the longer distance, as you can see, it is still pretty floody, but not as much with diffused optics. We have a very nice pleasant beam, perfect for an EDC flashlight. And obviously the step down already occurs. Let's ramp it down. So yeah, in the terrain you won't actually be bothered by the optics cartwheel effect, right? Now let's see the Moonlight Mode. Very nice. SSD, XP-L Hi, XP-L Hi, SSD, 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 XP-L Hi, SSD already stepped down, XP-L Hi a little bit brighter now, but still stepping down, right? Alright guys, to sum it up, As you could see in the beam shots, these are small but pretty powerful beasts. I really enjoyed using this flashlight as my primary EDC flashlights and nice lens flashlights. They're excellent, they're compact, they're powerful, they use Anduril, they're very well made, they're lightweight, they offer you nice features, they look fantastic. And what can I say more? Obviously I have some drawbacks about it. One of them was the clip, but actually Hank improved it already, so no point here. The second thing I would improve in this flashlight is definitely this thing about the moonlight level, because as you may probably heard or read, because of the driver design it does not support the lowest moonlight mode, so it actually, the default lowest mode is the third one out of 150 instead of first one out of 150. So if you compare it to other Anduril flashlight, for example FW3, obviously you can see that it is much brighter. So for those of you who has to have the lowest moonlight setting, this flashlight might not be the first choice for you, although it can be done. I mean, you can set the lowest mode, but it will turn off with some delay, and in lockout mode it won't actually be used as a momentary, because the flashlight won't turn on, right? So it might be a problem for some of you. For some of you also, this lockout feature, that you actually lock out the flashlight physically and then hold the button and it will, you know, enter the factory reset mode, it might be also a problem, but you know what, for some of you it won't be. Well, some of you might dislike the cartwheel pattern here, but the solution is very simple. Use the Diffused Optics and you will get rid of this one. So there's definitely a wide choice of LEDs you can choose from neutral white to warm white, cool white, and even very high CRI like Nichia E21A. You can see right on the screen, I actually incorporated some SST20 deep red even. So for some LEDs you will have to pay extra money because they are more expensive. For some you will get it in a basic price, which is $55. So this flashlight is definitely very, very well made, and I would definitely recommend this one to you. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, click the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment, and if you have some questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.